I have to give a lot of credit to one of my producers, Jeff Silver, who traveled around with me to find these locations, and our production designer, Larry Bennett. We scouted twice. We went to Toronto, to Marseille, and to Morocco, and now we're going to London as well. All in the service of trying to give the movie the scope and the flavor of a story that takes place all over the world. It was extremely important to me to be able to make those locations feel real. You know, when we were trying to put it together in the beginning and looking at ways to make the film work at the budget we had, we toyed with the idea of saying, well, we could get more by just staying in one place, maybe by shooting on sound stages, or shooting more of the movie in Canada. But you can't really get the feel of these locations without being here. We started working together on this almost, I think, over a year ago. The script fell into his hands when I was not attached to direct it. I had just written it for the producers. Don really responded to it and became attached to play the part of Samir Horn. And as time went on and we found out how difficult it was going to be to get made as a studio film, I kind of made my case to the producer. I said, you know, why don't we just say, let me take this. I have the passion for this. I have the energy. I know how to do this. Please let me have a shot to direct this movie, and I'll do it for a smaller budget than what the studios would normally require. And through a series of conversations, I convinced the producer somehow that I was the right person for this. And they put me in a room with Don Cheadle, and I convinced Don somehow or other that he could trust me to direct him and direct this movie. And it really became very much a partnership. The other major part that I had to find after I'd put Don into the picture, after we'd put Don into the picture, was someone to play Roy Clayton. And I just feel like, Guy Pearce we were so lucky to get him. He's a real actor's actor. He's somebody I've seen almost all of his films, but I found his performances in Memento and LA Confidential, unforgettable. And he brings a tremendously quiet intensity to the role. It's not an easy part because he has to be, he's a thinking man's policeman, and that's always tricky to play because you don't get a lot of flashy things to do. He's not doing a lot of action stuff. He's figuring things out. So I needed an actor who is the kind of actor when you see them on screen, you can see the wheels turning in their head. I needed someone who had a certain intelligence in their eyes. Neil McDonough is someone I found. It was one of the last characters to be cast, and I was looking for someone who would bring just a different energy to the part, to be partnered with Guy Pearce. And Neil came and he gave a completely different reading from anyone else that I saw. Just he had a certain humor to him that I thought was really needed for the movie, and he brought that to the table. And he brings a strong presence, but he also brings a certain lightness that I think works really well in that pairing. I'm a big fan of action movies as well, and I love it when a movie can kind of have both elements in one picture. Hopefully we get a chance to blow some things up, to show off some fun action, some fight sequences, some gunfire, and let that play as an exciting element within a broader story that is a character-based drama about a modern political subject.